If you want to get paid six figures while working in the comfort of your home, the federal government has a lot of opportunities. Right now, there's around 300 100% remote work jobs open. This changes every day. Some days it could be 400, some days it could be 500, other days it's 200. You might think these are only for current government employees, or maybe they're only for vets, only for disabled, only for Native Americans. That's not true. There's a path called open to the public. And if you're a US citizen, you can apply to these jobs. We can see here that there are over 100 remote work jobs available to anyone. If you want to apply to these jobs, first thing you have to do is set up your USAJobs.gov account. After that, set your filters. And the first one you need to select is only show remote jobs. Then you select your hiring path. After that, you can search by job series or federal agency, or you could do it by both. Today, we're going to look at federal agencies and see the top 5 that have remote work possibilities. Coming in at number 5 is the Department of Agriculture. They have about 100,000 employees across the country. Usually with this agency, the top job series is 0400, and that's in the sciences. But when you look at remote work, this changes. The top job series is actually 0343, which is a management and program analyst. This is a remote management analyst job in the USDA that's open to the public at the GS13 level, earning between $103,000 and $167,000 a year. The USDA does rank towards the lower end in the best places to work for large federal agencies. The main complaint that I've heard is it's slow to get promoted and it's kind of unorganized, but this is largely going to depend on the office that you work in and your supervisor. Coming in at number 4 is the Department of Defense. They have over 700,000 employees across the world, which makes it the largest federal government agency in the entire government. Now, a lot of these positions, they have a security clearance requirement. This can add more time to the hiring process. It can also restrict your remote and your teleworking opportunities. But we're still seeing a few dozen remote work opportunities in the DoD. Usually, the top series in the DoD, 0800, which is engineering, 1100, which is business. But when it comes to remote work, the top job series is 1102, contracting. This is either for a contracting specialist or a procurement analyst. Here's a remote supervisory contract specialist job in the DoD that's at the NH3 level, earning between $75,000 and $115,000 a year. The NH pay scale is somewhat common in the DoD, and this is in the acquisition demo pay scale, meaning that an NH3 is the equivalent to a GS12 to GS13. Has a lot of the same benefits, but you can get pay raises quicker and your annual performance bonuses can be a lot higher. The DoD also ranks as number 8 out of 17 for larger federal agencies on the best place to work list. Coming in at number 3 is the Department of Homeland Security. The DHS has over 250,000 employees. These people work in a lot of their sub-agencies. You have the Coast Guard, you have the Border Protection, you have Immigration. This is another agency that can be heavy when it comes to clearance requirements at times. It hasn't really been doing that well in the rankings. If you look at the list, it's coming in at number 16 of 17 for large agencies in the best places to work. The top job series is usually 1800, which includes inspection, investigation type jobs. This makes sense because you have agencies such as the Secret Service, you have ICE, and they conduct a lot of investigations. But there are also other job series like the 0500 that have opportunities as well. Here's a remote budget analyst position. This is a 0560 in the Department of Homeland Security that's at the GS13 level, earning between $88,000 and $115,000 a year. The thing you want to look out for with remote work for DHS is look at the job announcement. Before you click on it, you'll see something that says detail. If it says detail like this right here, that means this is only for current federal employees. Oftentimes, this is for people that currently work at DHS. This is a detail opportunity. So although they work in one office, they can volunteer and work in a different office. Coming in at number 2 is the Department of Veteran Affairs. This agency has around 400,000 employees and is one of the top 3 largest federal agencies in the government. Number 1 is DoD, number 2 is Postal Service, number 3, Veteran Affairs. Veteran Affairs has 2 big main sub-agencies. You have VBA, which deals with all benefits concerning veterans. You have VHA, which is the Veteran Health Administration. It covers all those medical positions to provide treatment and care and medical attention to the veteran community. Obviously, there's going to be a huge chunk of jobs just in the 0600 job series that covers medical professionals. The VA currently ranks number 5 out of 17 for large federal agencies in the best places to work. The top job series in the VA is 0600 and 0100. Both of those job series focus on healthcare. Here's a remote supervisory accountant job in the VA. This is at the GS-15 level, earning between $123,000 and $159,000 a year. This job is under the direct hire authority, meaning that there's a critical need or there's a shortage of eligible people. There's also an educational requirement. This is 24 semester hours in accounting with a bachelor's degree or a CPA, Certified Public Accountant. Coming in at number 1 is the Department of Health and Human Services. This agency has around 80,000 employees. It's the highest ranking large federal agency that we covered on this list. It ranks number 2 out of 17. Most of these remote work jobs are in the CDC, which happens to be a sub-agency that falls underneath HHS. If you're a medical professional, this agency and the VA, these are the top 2 that you're going to be looking at. Here's a remote IT specialist position in information security within the HHS that's between GS9, GS15, earning between $59,000 and $186,000 a year. With the 2210 job series and IT specialist positions, more and more agencies have been putting the specialty or the focus in the job announcement title. So you'll see InfoSec or software developer or help desk. That'll be right in the title. You need to pay attention to that before you start applying to the job. So we just discussed the top 5 federal agencies that have remote work. But should you be filtering by federal agency? The answer is no, you probably shouldn't. You should have all the agencies open so that the best opportunity can reveal itself. If you're so focused on, I have to work at the VA or I have to work at NASA, you could miss out on an opportunity at the DoD, at the DHS, at an agency you maybe never even heard of before. You need to also keep in mind that 100% remote work jobs are difficult to get. Everyone's applying to them. Everybody wants the flexibility and the freedom to be able to work and not have to deal with a commute. So given that it's not just hundreds, oftentimes it could be thousands of people applying for that remote work job, you need to have a competitive edge. You need to have an advantage. You need to spend the time and curate your resume to be relevant and competitive when you're structuring it to apply to these job announcements. You can't take a generic resume and just apply it because you're not going to get any type of results doing that. If you're looking for a strong template format style in which you could take your resume and make it a little bit more competitive, take it to the next level, there are some links in the description below where there are examples of fully written resumes in specific job series that you can use as an example to help you craft and strengthen your resume. If you're new to federal government jobs, one of the first things that you should do is align your skills and abilities and experience to a job series before you start building your resume. And you need to understand the federal hiring process. If you're new to the federal hiring process, what happens after you apply, you get referred, you go on your interview? If you want to know each step along the way, then I want you to watch this video next. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please click like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.